We are in beautiful Ubud, Bali. And we're gonna relax on this nice walkway here. We're right next to a river. You can probably hear it on the microphone. And we're gonna enjoy this walk, and we're gonna talk about a decision that I had to make as to whether or not I was gonna take a promotion or a retirement. Think about that choice. Are you going to take a supervisor position or retirement? You will also get asked the same question. You know why? Because once you let your workplace know that you're going to retire, they realize you know your job, you show up on time, sober, and you're good working with people. And so they're going to offer you a promotion. And that can be a little confusing. I get that. All right. That can be, you know, should I take that? Should I keep working a few more years? Or should I retire? I'm going to give you 3 things to think about. The decision will be yours, just as it was mine. But I just want you to think about 3 things. That's what we're going to talk about today. Should you take a promotion or should you retire? As I walk and explore Ubud, Bali, just having a nice daytime walk today, seeing a couple of different palaces and going on a nice 2-kilometer hike. That'll be later in the video. But we'll take some time to take a break and talk about this subject today, whether or not you should take the promotion that will most likely be offered you, or you should retire. It's your decision. I want to tell you why I made my decision. So let's talk about that. The first is to think about what they're offering you financially. They might say, oh, we're going to give you a big bonus. We're going to assign you a bonus right away. And then every year you're going to make a little bit more money. So there's more financial benefit for you. But is it? You know, I calculated the hours that my supervisor worked. The position I would have taken. With the amount of money that they were paying him, he got paid less per hour than I did. Think about that. Because he had to work all these extra hours doing administrative work and also flying to different spots to deal with employees, which, I mean, was just part of the job. But financially, was there a benefit? I don't think so. I didn't see it. He was making less than me as my supervisor. Think about that. Another thing to think about was taxes. Because he was in a higher pay bracket, he was paying more taxes. So how much really was that bonus worth? Okay? So he's working more hours than me, getting paid less per hour, paying higher taxes, and dealing with more stress, dealing with more issues, more stress, later hours. There were times when I would get a text message for him late at night, and I would respond to him and I'd say, are you still up? Because I worked the night shift. When I was working overseas, I liked to work the night shift. And so I was like, are you still up? And he was like, yeah, I'm still up. I'm talking to people all over. And so think about that financial benefit. Take that into consideration before you say, I'm going to take this promotion. I decided to retire. Okay, let's talk about number 2. The second thing that I want you to think about is going to be where you are a year from now, 2 years from now, 3 years from now, physically. It's not just about money. They're offering you more money to keep working, but where are you going to be physically? How are you going to change? You have to think about that, because if you want to go places, if you want to do things, look at me, I'm like climbing in the jungle over here. All right, if you want to go to places like this, let me see if I can adjust the camera real quick and show you where I'm at. There's an amazing cafe here, and then it's just like a beautiful jungle walk with a structure here to the right. Incredible. If you want to travel like this, if you want to see the world, where are you going to be physically in a couple of years? I will tell you, for me, I've done a couple of videos about how between the military and years of work overseas, my body's been beaten down, okay? So physically, I realized if I was going to do this, I'm going to do it now. Down the line, if I decide, you know, years from now that I'm just going to get some sort of chill retirement job, that's one thing. I mean, that's fine. But I knew physically I needed to make this happen right now. And so if I took that supervisor job, if I took the promotion, that would be years more work that I'd have to commit. And that was not where I was at physically either. It wasn't just a financial decision, okay? It was also a mental and physical decision. I knew that my body was telling me, if you're gonna get out and do this, if you're gonna throw a backpack on your back and you're gonna start traveling around the world, you need to do it. You need to make it happen, okay? Now let's talk about number 3. The third reason why before you take a promotion and before you take a supervisor job, instead of retire, just think about this third reason as well. Do you see what you can find when you get off the beaten path here in Ubud? This beautiful riverway just kind of making its way through. It even looks like there might be a bridge off there in the distance. I might have to do a little bit more exploring. Okay, let's move on from this position. And I heard there is a hike nearby, so we're going to check this out. This is the Kampuhan hike. It is a ridge hike, 2 kilometers long, and it is supposed to be just beautiful. And just starting out here, I'm like, are you kidding me? This is gorgeous. Apparently there is a little cafe at the end, so let's relax and enjoy ourselves a nice hike, and we will talk some more. The weather was great, and there are these stone tiles, so I wouldn't worry about wet weather. I would just do this. The third thing that I had to think about is what they were actually offering me. I looked at the lifestyle that my supervisor was living. I looked at the level of stress, the amount of work, multiple failed relationships. And this is nothing against them. They're just a person just like me. And they only have so much that they can handle and deal with. And the same with their loved ones. There's only so much they can handle. And it was too much. Too much work, too much time committing yourself to a job instead of committing yourself to your family and committing yourself to you. And so that was the third reason why I realized I wasn't going to take that promotion. Instead, I was going to retire. It wasn't about the pay, and it wasn't about the hours. It wasn't about me physically. It was because I realized that ultimately I didn't want that job. I didn't want it. When I saw what it did to the people who were working it, I said, you're not to myself, I said, you're not offering me something here that's going to benefit me in any way. So I took retirement. You will have to make your own decision. And hopefully these 3 basic guidelines will give you at least a little bit of advice and help you make that decision. We've reached the end of the trail here, and there are indeed a few cafes overlooking the beautiful ravine on both sides of this lovely trail. This is definitely something that I recommend for you to do if you come to Ubud. Definitely bring some water with you because it's hot. And yeah, that's something I always seem to forget. I hope that you're having a very good day. I hope that you're having a wonderful week. I'm loving my time right here in Ubud. I am. It's gorgeous. I'm finding all these just crazy walkways and beautiful green areas. Little brooks running through. You got to kind of get off the beaten path, but you can find it. And I'm going to keep bringing you some more. So until next time that we chat, I wish you a wonderful week and aloha. The mad dog of the trail right here. Look at this right here. The mad dog of the trail. I cut this footage up earlier in the video. However, I wanted to show you the beautiful palace here in Ubud. By the way, this is open to the public and you can come here and relax. It's quiet. There's lots of people just kind of chilling out, having lunch. They also had a couple of school groups that were coming through. So this is obviously used as a cultural, educational place as well. And I even saw a few groups doing some videos here, like commercial videos for products. So this is the palace, and it's right here in Ubud. It's open, it's free, and I do recommend that you stop by to check it out. It's quite beautiful, and I didn't want to just cut it up for the video. I wanted you to get the full experience. Aloha.